I'm Emperor Rzak. What if everything you were taught about African spirituality was designed to make you forget it? And what if the proof that it was never primitive, never savage, never inferior, comes not from Africa, but from Japan? A country that never met Africa, never shared its history, never shared its pain, on the complete opposite side of this earth. And yet, if you put African spirituality and Japanese Shinto side by side, you will find something that should shake you to your core. They are saying the same thing. So today we ask the question nobody is asking. Is Japan the country most spiritually similar to Africa? And what does that tell us about everything we were told African spirituality was? Stay with me, because this one is going to go deep. 1. What are we actually comparing? Before we compare anything, we need to be honest about what we mean by spirituality. We are not just talking about religion. Religion is what you practice. Spirituality is what you are. It is how a people understand nature, how they relate to their ancestors, how they treat each other, and how they see themselves in relation to the universe. Spirituality shapes everything. Your laws, your food, your music, your architecture, how you greet a stranger, how you bury your dead. Now, African spirituality is not one single thing. Let me be clear about that. The Yoruba have Ifa. The Zulu have their ancestor traditions. The Akan have Sankofa. The Kemetic traditions of ancient Egypt gave the world Ma'at, truth, balance, justice, thousands of years before Moses came down any mountain. These traditions differ in their details, but they share a foundation. The living and the dead are connected. Nature is not a resource, it is alive. Community is more important than the individual, and the divine is not somewhere above you looking down. It is in you, around you, and through everything you touch. Now let's talk about Shinto. Most Japanese people will tell you they are not religious, and they mean it. Because Shinto is not something you practice on a specific day. It is not something you do. It is something you live. It is woven into the way Japan builds its cities, grows its food, raises its children, and honors its dead. Kami, the spirits of Shinto, live in rivers, in mountains, in ancient trees, in the wind before a storm. Nothing in nature is just physical. Everything has spirit. Sound familiar? Because that is exactly what Africa was saying before anyone told Africa it was wrong. 2. Ubuntu and the Japanese character. There is a word that sits at the heart of African philosophy, Ubuntu. Umuntu, ngumuntu ngabantu. I am because we are. Not I think, therefore I am. Not I work hard, therefore I deserve more than you. Not my salvation is personal and my relationship with God is between me and Him alone. I am because we are. Your identity is not yours alone. Your success belongs to the community that raised you. Your shame reflects on the people who share your name. Your healing is a communal project. Your grief is carried together. Now let me introduce you to Japan. In Japan, there is a concept called wa. It means harmony, group harmony. The harmony of the community is more important than the desires of any individual within it. You do not embarrass the group. You do not elevate yourself at the expense of others. You do not take more than your share. There is also ame, the acceptance of depending on others. In the Western world, depending on others is often seen as weakness. In Japan, like in Ubuntu Africa, it is the glue that holds human beings together. There is haji, shame, not as punishment, but as a moral compass, and respect for elders. In Japan, the language itself changes when you speak to someone older. Respect is built into how you speak. In Africa, elders are not just respected, they are the bridge between the living and the ancestors. An elder is not a burden to be managed. An elder is a library that must not be allowed to burn. Now 3, Shinto and African spirituality, principle by principle. Now let's go deeper. Let's put Shinto and African spirituality side by side, principle by principle. Principle 1, nature is alive and sacred. In Shinto, Kami inhabit everything in nature. In African spirituality, Oshun lives in the river. Ogun is present in iron. Sango speaks through thunder. In Christianity and Islam, nature is often framed as creation for human use. Principle 2. The ancestors are not gone. In Shinto, families maintain home shrines. In African spirituality, ancestor veneration is central. In Christianity and Islam, the dead are typically seen as separate from the living. Principle 3. Ritual maintains balance. In Shinto, festivals, purification rituals, shrine visits. In African spirituality, naming ceremonies, initiations, harvest rituals. These are not superstition, they are structure. Principle 4. No central devil or eternal hell. In Shinto, there is no devil figure. In many African traditions, there is no singular embodiment of absolute evil. Principle 5. The divine is here, not distant. In Shinto, divine is embedded in daily life. In African spirituality, divinity flows through existence itself. Why did Africa lose what Japan kept? If these systems are so similar, why is one called wisdom and the other called witchcraft? One major reason: Japan was never colonized. Africa was. And colonialism did not just take land, it reshaped identity, language, and belief systems. 5. What this means right now. This is not about telling anyone to abandon their faith. It is about asking a question: was there ever a fair choice? Because Japan shows us something clearly. A civilization left to develop on its own terms can arrive at the same spiritual conclusions as Africa. That means African spirituality was never primitive, it was human.